And a question that's being hotly debated in economic circles, or certain economic circles anyway, is should robots be taxed? Should there be a tax on robots? Now, the reason why this has come up is that Bill Gates has a lot of money, so when he talks, people listen to him. And Bill Gates proposed this idea a couple months ago. He said if a human worker does $50,000 worth of work in a factory, that income is taxed. If a robot comes in to do the same thing, you'd think we'd tax the robot at a similar level. Now, a lot of people didn't like this idea. Some people liked it. I'm kind of in the middle. Here's what I don't like about it. This criticism hasn't quite been put this way, but the gist of it is, look, here's what I think. Actually, it hasn't been put this way at all. It's anthropomorphizing a robot, which is, after all, just a different kind of machine, to think that because a human does it and a robot does it, that there's some equivalence between them. A robot is just a machine. So in a sense, Bill Gates is giving more agency and more beingness, or whatever the word is, to a robot by suggesting it should be taxed. Now, related to that is a point that a lot of other people have made, which is if you're going to tax a robot, why wouldn't you tax a threshing machine or a factory, a machine that stamps out identical parts or whatever, because all of these machines take jobs from human beings. Now, a lot of economists have made that analogy in order to sort of belittle the idea. Let me flip that analogy around. I'm making that analogy because I think that's a good idea. We could start with an algorithm tax, for example. If there are algorithms that do the jobs of human beings, let's tax them. If a threshing machine does a job of human beings, yeah, let's tax it. If any other job, I don't think, I'm a big skeptic on self-driving cars, but yeah, tax self-driving cars too. In fact, here's an even better idea, and it's been around longer. And it's been amplified most recently by the French economist Thomas Piketty in his book, Capital in the 21st Century. Why not tax wealth? Because wealth, the way our income tax system is structured, people are able to park a lot of wealth. We have enormous gross inequalities in wealth, both here in the United States and globally. So how about a global tax, small tax on wealth, particularly when that wealth is not being put to productive use? Because then you could include a robot in that wealth. You could include an algorithm you own in that wealth, a patent as that wealth, or money in savings. In other words, what I'm really saying is let's take Bill Gates' idea of a robot tax as a chance to think creatively about taxation as a force for social good and equality.